Hi, this is Combat Counselor and the POV cam. And I was reading an article in this week's Air Force Times. This female writer by the name of Davis wrote an article about this first sergeant, master sergeant, Air Force master sergeant, which is a non-commissioned officer, E7 in the Air Force. And this gentleman has been in the Air Force, I believe, 17 years or so, and is ready to be promoted to senior master sergeant. Well, apparently he's had some issues with some symptoms of PTSD, struggled with alcoholism, went through treatment, and Alcoholics Anonymous, has been sober now for several years. And if you don't know anything about the Air Force and first sergeants, they're kind of the den mother, so to speak, of any unit, any squadron. And their responsibility is for the enlisted people in the squadron, and to make sure that they're taken care of, and make sure that they're disciplined when they need to be, and go bail them out of jail and all that kind of stuff. Well, this shirt, which we call him in the Air Force, was apparently quite popular with the troops, and he was quite honest with them, and even did a video for his command on telling a story about his alcoholism and how he beat it, and promoting seeking out of mental health treatment in the military, which has quite a stigma, and I've talked about that on several occasions. Well, so this story tells about how this shirt went through this experience, and is now being held against him, and he will not be promoted to senior master sergeant because his Neanderthal of a supervisor, this ignorant moron who wrote his enlisted performance report, decided that he was going to mention the fact that he talks about alcoholism, and made several other inappropriate comments. It was the most bizarre EPR, enlisted performance report comments. They're the most bizarre comments I've ever seen, and highly unprofessional. And also marked this shirt down in his ratings, marking him down from a high, possible high of 5 down to a 4, which in itself is a kiss of death in the highly inflated system that the Air Force uses for promotion and enlisted performance reports. So if you don't have what they call firewall 5s, you're screwed. You're not going to get promoted, especially to senior master sergeant, which takes into account many other things, because they want a well-rounded people taking those high-level slots. So, make a long story short, this shirt had his career ruined by this ignoramus of a supervisor, and he did everything right. He appealed it to his chain of command and to the IG, Inspector General, which is what you're supposed to do, and they told him to get lost. So I feel sorry for the guy. I don't know the whole story, but it sounds like a bad deal. But the worst thing is that Air Force Times decided to take up a page and a half explaining this horror story that this young man went through, which actually perpetuates the negative stigma of seeking out mental health treatment in the military and seeking out help, Alcoholics Anonymous, rather than destigmatizing it, you know, which is what I'm trying to do and what many people are trying to do, because 19 heroes a day die by their own hand through suicide. 1 military a day and 18 veterans a day commit suicide in this country of ours. And that's over 6,000 a year. And that's absurd. More people are dying of suicide each year for the first time in history than are dying in combat. And it's because of morons that write stories like these, and publishers that publish stories like these, and supervisors who write performance reports like these, that people don't reach out and seek treatment. And I'm sick and tired of it, and I hope you're sick and tired of it too. And I'm going to do something about it. I'm doing everything I can by myself, but I think it's time to unite and get pissed off and start educating these morons in Washington. And I'm talking about the politicians, and I'm talking about the generals, the leadership of the military, and the public needs to be educated about PTSD and this negative stigma associated with PTSD and seeking out mental health treatment in the military. It's also rampant in the VA, and veterans are also afraid to seek out treatment because they associate the VA with the military. And we've got to do something soon, because 19 young men and women are dying every day by suicide because they will not reach out for help from the military or from the VA because they're afraid of having their career ruined, or they're afraid of losing their security clearance, or they're afraid of their friends and supervisors mocking them and making fun of them for seeking help, which is a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. So I'm getting awful pissed off about the way the media is handling this. This story in Air Force Times, 2020 had a thing on a young Army sergeant with PTSD, who they followed around for 2 years, and this guy went off on his wife one day. Okay, inappropriate, uncalled for, shouldn't happen. But these are the kind of stories the media is highlighting. Oh, PTSD, aggressive and threatening. Okay, I had the same problem. I was in a degree program at University of Missouri, Kansas City, and my advisor, Dr. Laverne Burkell, a black woman, by the way, threatened my status in the program. I was 3 courses shy of graduating with a educational specialist degree in school counseling. I wanted to go back and become a school counselor for $40,000 a year. I was 3 courses shy of my degree, and she pulled me in and threatened me in front of another professor, telling me that I was aggressive and threatening. And I said, well, okay, do you have any documentation to substantiate your claim that I'm aggressive and threatening? Oh, no, it's just a perception. And I filed a complaint against her in, I think it was May of 2011, and not only was I insulted by the University of Missouri, Kansas City, they refused to hear my complaint. They even refused to investigate, even look at my complaint. And I appealed to the chancellor, Leo Morton, who ignored me. I appealed to the president of the University of Missouri system, who at the time was a gentleman by the name of Stephen Owens. I don't know if he's a gentleman, a man named Stephen Owens, who's been replaced now. But appealed. This was in August of 2011, and they promised me an answer. They're sending it to general counsel, which means they're lawyers, and they promised me an answer to my appeal. That was over 14 months ago, okay? Not a word. I've checked back with them every couple months, find out, okay, where's my answer you promised me? And I've been ignored. And now, I've just recently gotten a response from the new chief of staff for the new president of the University of Missouri. And the only reason he responded to me this time was because I filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education, and they're in the process of investigating my complaint. And it's because these things are happening that the stigma associated with military and veterans in general, and why we don't get hired, and the stigma of military mental health treatment and stigmas of diagnoses, labels like PTSD, the media doesn't help a thing by publicizing these horror stories when these are just isolated incidents. The vast majority of people with the mental health problems, whether it's PTSD or whatever, are not aggressive and threatening. They're more likely to be sitting in the corner of their bedroom and curled up in a ball than out attacking people. It's absolutely absurd. So you've heard a lot from me about this lately, and you're going to hear a lot more. And I'm getting angry. And you know, if Laverne Burkell, you know, wanted to see aggressive and threatening, I could show her what aggressive and threatening looks like, okay? This is aggressive and threatening, you understand? I'll get in your face, and I'll yell at you, and this is an aggressive and threatening face, okay? Not this. This isn't aggressive and threatening, and I'm not an aggressive and threatening person. I could be if I wanted to, but I have not been, and I don't. So, that's the name of that tune. So, talk to you soon. Combat Counselor out.